Good morning. Today is Tuesday, May 26th, and welcome to another edition of Wise Words from Waldo. You've heard the phrase, don't worry, be happy. Sure. Philippians 4 says, don't worry, pray. Worry is a terrible thing. I know. We all struggle with it. In 1904, Sevilla Martin and her husband, Reverend Walter Martin, lived in New York. He was putting together a collection of hymns to use at a Bible conference. They were planning to travel away for a preaching assignment. Sevilla woke up sick the morning they were supposed to go. He was about to cancel the trip when his young daughter said to him, "Daddy, you don't have to stay home because of Mother. God will take care of us." And so he went off to preach. When he came back home, Sevilla handed him a poem entitled, "God Will Take Care of You." He went to the organ and composed the music for it. It's one of only a few hymns that are done by husband and wife. Don't worry. God will take care of you. But this devotion about worry doesn't end there. You've heard of J.C. Penney. Did you know that J.C. Penney descended from a long line of Baptist preachers? He was well on his way to a successful life when the Great Depression came. It was devastating. Overcome with worry and insomnia, and then a terrible case of shingles. The drugs they gave him for it, he had an adverse reaction to, and he was put in the hospital. He was there a while. He said, "I was broken physically and emotionally, and decided I didn't have anything to live for." One morning in the hallway of the hospital, he heard some singing coming from the hospital chapel. The words of the song said, "Be not dismayed, whate'er betide, God will take care of you." The words rang in his heart. He went in the chapel. He listened to the song, to the scripture reading, and to the prayer. He later said, "Something happened in me that day. I call it a miracle. I was lifted out of the darkness of a dungeon and into the sunlight of God. From that day forward, I was never plagued with worry again." Years later, he would recall, "It was the most dramatic and glorious 20 minutes of my life." Of course, he would go on to become one of America's greatest retail merchants. But think of it. From the faith of a little girl comes the promise, God will take care of you. Now stop and think about that.